Hello, welcome to the season finale of Blood City, a Chicago by Night Chronicle. I'm David Tveraas, your storyteller, City, and the rest of this lovely crew is our coterie for this very last episode of. I'm gonna allow them all to introduce themselves and tell something about their characters. Let's start with Jolene. Tell us about Sparkles, please.
Hello, everyone. We are playing Sparkles, who is Malkavian, and she's about 15-ish years old. And this is George, her bestest buddy in the world, who sometimes is alive and animated to do things. We like causing trouble and having fun. Thank you.
Amazing. Now, Nigel, please tell us about Father O'Shea.
Father O'Shea is from Derry, Ireland. He's a member of the Lasombra, but he's been part of the Camarilla for longer than most of the clan. And seeing as he's able to hold a position, let's see how high he can climb. His ambitions are raising.
Amazing. Amber, please tell us about yourself and Charlie.
Hi, I'm Amber. I also go by the Rebel Selkie on Twitter. So my character is Charlie Lockhouse. She is a toreador of many talents, or at least she likes to pretend she has many talents. Prior to her death, she was a fairly well-known artist, and now she's just been painting postmortem per se and just keeping herself busy and hopefully being as helpful as she can to these fine folks as well.
Only do our best. Harry, since the filter currently has made it a bit ethereal, we'll just assume that you're speaking to us from the other side. But please tell us about yourself and Bogdan, please.
Yeah, I'm Harry. I'm Salubricat on YouTube, Harry Wyckoff on Twitter. I play Bogdan. He is a toreador, businessman, jeweler, and is in a lot of trouble right now.
That is an understatement. Considering circumstances for you at home, if you have not seen, not necessarily the last episode, previous one before that, Bogdan been dealing with a first life. They're basically blackmailing him, making sure that he plays ball. They'll not touch his assets or loved ones. Speaking of which, that was also our alibi for why Bogdan was in the last session. I'm not sure if you're caught up quite with what happened, but how about we do that? Let's start with browses for the evening, and I believe Father O'Shea has to roll for his humanity. Quite a few stains, so let's do some admin to begin.
Yeah, apparently my soul looks down on causing a plague.
Rousing success. Brilliant. Oh, that's...
Well, apparently prayer worked this.
Humanity pass. Father O'Shea and Sparkles gain hunger. So does Charlie. I believe that means Bogdan, you could you summarize the predicament you're in from your perspective for the audience?
Absolutely. Just the other day, my assets, all of them, were frozen, and I received a message from a mysterious human being from this organization, First Light. Now, they were using that to blackmail me so I do what they want and feed them information, because if my assets are not unfrozen, then the prince will have my head. So, yeah, things are a mess.
Currently, you've had to make a tough decision whether or not you're handing over your warrants, your charges. We resolved that you are, in fact, doing that, correct?
Correct.
You're left with a message on your phone, voicemail. We thank you for your cooperation. You can expect us to leave you alone. If we ever are in need of your service, we will. But in the meantime, just pretend this never happened.
Okay, that's a relief.
And as you feel that last bit of relief, you notice that phone on its own deletes the message.
Huh.
Everyone else has gained hunger. How would you like to start your night? How are you going to hunt?
Are there any fresh mourners in the cemetery?
Yes, you should be able to find some. If you to figure. All right, so for this role, I would like you to do. How's your religion stat?
My what?
Do you have a? Is there a religion stat?
There's a cult, and I actually have a specialty in grave rituals.
Okay, go ahead. Roll that with wits or intelligence for your hunt, and then describe how exactly you go about this.
Six successes. Huh. All right. So essentially, while people are mourning, I'm going to pull one aside with my dominate and just get them to segregate themselves while I feed just a little bit before sending them back, lacking any memories because of cloud memory.
Standing. Yeah, you're able to feed. You feel the melancholy of their blood. Satiates darkest desires within. It helps you feel that remorse you were feeling earlier. You know that there's a dark presence now in the city of Chicago. And it's almost a bittersweet taste upon your tongue. And you know that it's more than the taste of the blood.
A lot to consider in the days to come.
Sparkles, how do you choose to feed for this evening?
Well, since the theater is all but closed down because of COVID-19, we're going to go take a walk around the park and see who's around.
Walk around the park? Or are you just going to stalk whoever you can find? That could be a streetwise or survival roll, I believe.
Yeah, something like
Go ahead and roll that in wits perception. Spot someone you
I have 1 success.
That would be enough. Luckily, 2, because it's like that. All right, you're able to please describe your approach in the park of this individual, lonely wanderer, trying to maintain social distancing, but that's all for now.
So I will be invisible and sneak up behind him, and I'll whisper into his ear, "Close your eyes."
Eyes closed.
And yep.
It's delicious. Hopefully, this is. You don't believe. Quite how you have any way of telling. These nights, you have to take your chance. Not eat.
It's true. Hangry Sparkles is no fun.
Charlie, what is your approach this night?
I actually think out of sheer stubbornness, especially with all of the social distancing going on, I think that Charlie is actually going to hold off on feeding for the moment until she can find the exact perfect individual that she can kind of sneak up on. But she's just being I think she's just being very stubborn right now and is just refusing to eat at the moment.
Makes a lot of sense. You can be especially particular. Outbreak. Probably safer. Fight those. Luckily, you are somewhat satiated already. Get 2. Now, there was quite an experience last session. Only 2 of you were there, I believe. Or were all 3 of you there? Yeah, 2 of you.
Yeah, 2 of you.
You still have a goal in mind, however. Sitting down of Hallie and the good doctor has taken to Leah, who's received quite a few staggering injuries in the combat. He is tending to her much aggravated. The outside of the session. Meantime, the other individuals of the coterie are quite healthy. How would you like to approach current undertakings?
I think let's go see what Father O'Shea is up to and talk to Harold and Hannah, maybe. See if they found anything useful.
Father O'Shea, are you going to Harold and Hannah as well?
I guess I'll have to, but I'm going to grab a few steaks on the way. I have a feeling tonight's going to need them.
Smart. You're meeting up in the crypt with Harold and Hannah. While they are preparing for that, what is Charlie and Bogdan doing this evening?
Well, Bogdan knows that if he's looking for his coterie, then the best way to find them is probably at Father O'Shea's crypt. So he's going to pull up there, walk out, and just give the iron grate, I guess, a knock. You guys down there?
Meow.
I'll take that as a yes. And I'll show myself to the crypt.
And since this is my haven, they'll find that I've modified things. I've got a dummy set up where it looks like I've been stabbing it over and over with stakes.
Gotta practice. It's a tough procedure to pull off.
That's a lot of stakes there. You want to talk about something?
I don't intend to run next time I run into Tally.
Except George will dance and cheer Father O'Shea on.
The creepy little creature makes his way over to hear the dances and points. Cheers. This draws Harold's attention. Not quite what I had in mind. Suppose it helps in a way.
He's moral support, as well as support for many, many other things.
Anyway, you two left quite a mess at that cannery.
Was there anything useful, Mr. Harold?
There is evidence of a survivor. Hannah and I go over incident. There was a creature from deep in the abyss that was, well, but I was able to close the gateway.
Sorry, what was this? A creature deep in the...
Yes, it seems the more shadowy aspects of the arcane is doing something a bit different in this city. Father, I would recommend keeping these powers to a minimum. But
Needs must when the devil drives.
So you unleashed a demon.
And a plague.
And a plague. This
But it's,
plague...
to clarify, it's not the plague that is happening right now.
Okay, that makes it a bit
We
better.
wanted Ebola, but no, it was tuberculosis.
How long was I
not
gone
approved.
and a plague is released on this city? Man.
Oh, don't worry, he killed everyone it infected. As a matter of fact, one person who got away, I beat them to death with one of the corpses.
He was very
Oh,
fixated
God.
on the corpses. It was beautiful. We really loved it.
I would assume because Charlie hasn't actually been to your haven before or anything of the sort, that she'd probably send Bogdan a message asking for a meetup point and would show up and knock gently and call out because it's a place she is not actually used to being in usually.
I'm going to
Come on
send
down.
out to get her.
Oh, hello.
So George will slowly run up and point like a dog to the door and look back at her and walk towards the door and look back and motion.
Okay, I'm going to assume that everything is completely normal and I am not going to be consumed by any kind of lesser demon coming down here.
Well, we don't travel with demons, but the undead and zombies and spirits, those tend to traffic here.
I see no one's been worse for wear since I've run into your fine people last time. How's everyone holding up?
Things could be better, but I'm alive, so I have nothing to complain
Fabulous! This is one of our favorite places to hang out at. Welcome.
Pleasure to meet you. Hannah walks up to you, Charlie. Have we met before?
I don't believe we have. I'm Charlie Lockhouse. It's a pleasure.
Oh, yes. I have met you before, but you wouldn't have remembered. I saw you in a dream.
Was it a good dream?
You could say that. She almost blushes. She hasn't fed recently. Yes, the dreams. Hurled interjects. Those must be going in hand with what's happening now. Hours of dreaming seem to be over. But back to the point. Question: the cannery was destroyed in a fire. That's the official word. That's the Camarilla has told me. However, I did find this one object. Pulls out a book. The reason this escapes the flame because it was in a very secure safe, a fire safe. The hunters were not keeping it as evidence of sort. The other items in the safe were files and logs and evidence of malfeasance and malefica from our kind.
Anyone we know that we should give a heads up to?
I suppose that's all based on who would like to do.
Could I do an occult roll to identify the book?
You may. Intelligence plus occult, please. If you have any specialties in occult, abyss, any such thing, that could also.
Grave rituals. That's all I got.
Not quite a grave ritual. Messy critical.
That works.
How would your standing would have? Let's come up with fun here.
You eat the book to determine what it tastes like.
My first thought was that something in the book speaks to me and maybe pick up a stain with.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Something from the abyss reaches out to me, telling me what I need to know, but at a cost.
Scary.
It's only a soul. If I lose mine, I can always eat somebody else's.
Oh, there's always a price to pay, no matter what.
So is that where we're going with, David?
Yes, you hear thoughts in your head, as if someone is standing directly behind you and whispering into your ear. Say, um, already.
And the rest of the group will see my eyes turn black and repeat all of this with a voice that's not quite my own.
Father, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Did everyone else just see that?
I love it. Do it again.
Oh no.
Do what?
Shalom, hala. Shalom,
Yeah,
huzzah.
your eyes went black and you started speaking some, I don't know, Aramaic?
Shama lama lama lama. And George and I will dance.
If you're by yourself, blink once. If there is someone here with us, blink the second set of eyes.
Second set of eyes?
I don't know. I'm just rolling with this. Are you feeling okay?
Well, you mentioned Shalim, and he's one of the vampiric gods of old days. Bit of a nihilist, wants to destroy everything type of thing. Lots of eyes, tentacles, comes from the abyss, that kind of thing.
It sounds very normalized when you put it that way.
Yeah, you said his name a bunch of times.
Harold picks up the book, which is actually encased in a layers of plastic bags. He makes sure not to actually come in physical contact with the book itself. He says, "I'm just gonna put this away," and he slides it behind, deep in there.
I bet that would be a great book for story time.
Definitely not something you want to go to bed with.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, if it's speaking to you already, imagine what it will do for us.
Just
As a rule of thumb, I am genuinely not a fan of burning books, but if it ever came down to it, that would be the first one I would throw on the pile.
Yeah, that seems entirely fair.
Okay, well, can we have story time first before you do that?
My darling, I have mountains and mountains of books back at my house. I will let you have your pick of any first edition you want. Just not that
but
one.
we want that one. That one is special.
And with that, I should probably, I'm gonna tell the group anything I picked up off of the whispers and everything like that.
I wonder if we can whisper to people and they would do the same thing. That would be so cool.
That is exceedingly frightening when the Malkavian says that. Out of character.
so you know that words that you recited are beckoning or creatures from beyond the abyss, and maybe the limb here in avatar form would not be good. However, this probably crosses your minds that what does this have to do with Allie, or what does this have to do with the other things that have been happening recently?
Could it be that Tali has a hand in being this avatar? Or perhaps finding the host for the avatar?
And his eyes go wide open. That would be problematic.
Tally's already incredibly powerful on his own, though. Do you really think he's looking for demonic intervention into this whole?
Well, he's been kicking around for quite a while. I don't think he would be looking for power, as that doesn't seem to be his MO. So much as just staying in the combat, staying in the
I'm sorry. If you wouldn't mind refreshing my memory, Tally, how old is he again?
Well, if I remember correctly, he was something of an English knight back in the War of Leeds. Probably older than that. We're looking at about 4, maybe 500 years old at least. That's why they call him the Black Knight. He's probably the most powerful member of the other side of the family tree. While I descend from Montano, he descends from the other line, who we shall not speak of.
Does anybody have the Auspex Power Premonition?
I believe I do.
On speaking of ancestry of Allie, you sort of get a vision.
I also have premonition.
I'll give another half to you as well. For Bogdan, you see a family tree, and or at least Allie, someone you're probably not familiar with. You think you've seen them around. And Charlie, what you see is the black book. You swear it's still on the table, but it flames. And you see wolves. Wolves dancing in the flames. Realize there's nothing there.
Guys, I think I just had a vision. So
You haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I saw a family tree, if that makes any sense. Somebody who looked like Tally, but wasn't. I feel like I've seen their face, though.
Charlie starts running her hands along the table, and there was fire in the book and two wolves. Do you have pet wolves? I feel like it wouldn't be out of the question for you to have wolves down here.
I'm not particularly fond of canines. Had a puppy when I was a child, but it died and never got around to getting another.
We sacrificed old Danny boy for George. May he rest in peace.
So what do you all make of that? The fire and the book and the wolves. Does that any of that sound familiar? Or two wolves?
Could you be talking of the two child there of Tally?
That might make sense with the family tree.
He had two children, one of which was famously slain in front of the entirety of Chicago recently. Right bastard named Melancholy.
Melenkov.
And I believe the other one is still kicking around. Sierra, I believe her name is.
So then we might want to try and get in contact with Sienna, if we can.
Sierra.
Accent.
And get in contact with her. If that's possible, of course.
And what do you propose we tell her?
Well, considering she killed her brother for entrance into the Camarilla, I'd say she's not exactly on Tally's best list. For those watching, we're describing the events of a item from Chicago by Night, which is known as the Sacrifice.
In fact, this whole game, Blood City, our chapter 1 was the Sacrifice. A couple of the players here played characters per chapter. This being chapter 3.
Yep. Matter of fact, the one who is now Sparkles even had a slight romantic relationship with Sierra, with her old character.
Yes, we had good times.
I'm only mentioning it because this is going to be amusing watching you play two characters.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we as Malkavians, so we talk to ourselves all the time.
Too true.
Do any of you have any idea how we could go Sarah?
Can I do a streetwise roll to find her? I as the player, know where to find her, but my character doesn't.
You could do streetwise or politics as well, since kind of establishing yourself in that way. Streetwise or politics.
I think I'm actually going to use streetwise. What do you want me attached to that?
It's for intelligence.
Oh, didn't roll. I'll try again. Oh, there it goes. Is that enough to know?
Yeah, that will do it. You'll know. Yes, you will know establishments that she hangs out. That is
Probably her hotel, wouldn't it?
yes, I believe it's the name. Anyway, you do know it in the coterie there. How do you wish to approach this?
Sierra is a bit of a hotel mogul. We keep an eye on her as, well, let's face it, we're not exactly keen on the Lasombra that are fresh from the Sabbat. So, we can get there. I have the address. If you're willing to drive us there, Ogden.
Of course.
Nope, I lost everybody on the cameras.
I lost everybody, then everybody came back in much sharper quality, so.
And Amber is see-through, which is really cool with her costume.
Yeah, isn't it? That's kind of a neat effect.
It's like she has obfuscate or something.
I'll take it.
All right, so I really need to run a Wraith game, and we could all be transparent. Semi-translucent.
Just all have weird lighting on our green screen.
I am totally for that. All right, so let's get over there.
Yep, I'll call up my driver, or I'll call up Shane, and then we'll head over to the hotel.
Shane is ready and waiting.
Didn't we have him go on vacation?
Temporary vacation until my finances were sorted out.
And how did you sort that out?
That's confidential.
Ah, so you did end up selling her up the river, eh?
Yep.
You'd make a right fine Lasombra.
Let's go.
I think we're gonna be in trouble.
So you know the place. It's a hotel chain. It's a very new building. They just recently did a renovation. And it's a new building to begin with, so everything's super modern. Kira's clearly putting a lot of money in this chain, and it's a great venture for any kindred that wants to have status and access to multiple cities. You notice that not many people see around, minimum because of all the social distancing and that sort of thing. There is a concierge, but you don't see anyone who you suspect right off the bat exactly who Zira is. And
I'm sorry, you cut out there on my end for a second. I don't see anyone.
you see a concierge, but there's
Okay,
nobody
but
else.
there's
It's empty. No guests.
Hold on, somebody is like beating on my door like they're being murdered.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the rest of you are also there, so do any of you
Yeah.
do anything? Although should take
I'll
care of
go
the
up to the
murder.
concierge and ask if I could leave a message for certain Sierra.
A little message for Sierra. Is she staying at the hotel?
I believe she should be.
Do you know?
I do not. Of course, you could tell it. And I'ma hit him with presents.
Which power is this gonna just add a whole bunch of
Just
dice?
first level. Let me just check. Presence is. There we go. It's just make him in awe of me. Maybe that. Manipulation plus presence versus composure plus intelligence. If he's aware and
Let's say he's. So what's this do to him? He makes him so that he's just totally trusting of you.
very yes, he's very in awe of me. A bit, you could say,
Biggest fan.
so it would seem.
Oh, I think I know what you're getting at. You're talking about the owner, aren't you?
I am.
Wow, I can't believe you're here to see her. That's
In
so
fact,
amazing.
if we could have a meeting with her, that would be exceptional.
Hey, you know what? Anything for you. I don't have her direct number though, but I can call someone that knows her. That if you think you could hang around. I mean, you want to hang out sometime? I could call her right now.
Sure. Here's my number, and I'll give him my business card, and then I'll just wait for this person.
So cool. Calling her right now for you. Don't Yeah, hold on. Pulls up a phone. Hey, Jeanette. Yeah. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to call right now, but there's a great guy here that's trying. He wants Sierra. Can we contact her? I mean, oh, okay, yeah. Um, sorry. Um, no, okay. Yep, yep. Hey, I think I was just fired. You want to just go hang out?
Uh-oh. Um, I'm currently busy at the present, but my number's on that business card. And if you do need employment, give it a ring.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I'm all about it. Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, here's my phone number, by the way.
All right, I'll take it. Then I'll go back to have a nice day and good luck. I'll call you. How about?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting. I got my phone here. I'm ready. Waiting for you.
Got it. Brilliant. I'll head back over to my coterie. So, good news, bad news. Good news, I may have a new retainer. Bad news, no leads, and I may have gotten him fired from this job.
Well, why don't we just write a message for her and leave it with your number?
Maybe that would work. It seems like she doesn't want to be contacting anyone right now.
Well, that part doesn't matter. The main thing is she knew we were here.
Yeah, he called someone named Jeanette. Seemed to get pretty agitated when he asked. Fired him on the spot. Would any of you happen to know anything?
Do we got a roll for that, David?
I was gonna make you roll, but you don't know anything about reasonable way you would. However, just then you hear the elevator doors open. You hear the ding of the elevator coming to that. Didn't you know? Sierra Van Buren steps right out with two of her entourage.
Oh, brilliant.
I look at the coterie and kind of tilt my head towards the. Speak of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on
How
here?
should
Is
we
this
go
some
about
sort of start to a joke? She looks at the priest. She looks at the Lolita. Sees the rest of you.
Oh, curtsy.
I'll offer my hand for a handshake. Bogdan Gregorian, it's a pleasure to meet you. I was thinking about doing some business with your hotel chain. I was wondering if I could get put in contact with you for that. But it seems the concierge who I asked if he could try has been fired, so I guess we'll just have to go to face-to-face negotiation.
Oh, please don't mind help. Thank you for coming to my establishment. If you would please step this way. The restaurant's closed. Right.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I'll follow her.
I'll follow as well.
Offer an arm to Sparkles and escort her in.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot picture you two skipping.
Yes, we will go skipping.
A refined woman does not skip.
Oh, well, I slept because I am not a refined woman. I am a sparkle.
So, welcome to the Diamond Yama. Please, if I could get you anything, please let me know. Why are you here?
Well, I don't have to tell you that, honestly, you know that there's double motives. I am here for business. I do think this could present an interesting opportunity for both my business and yours. But there's also something else.
Speak freely.
Father O'Shea, I believe, is more equipped to speak on this than I am. He's a lot more aware of local history.
Well, depending on what he's referring to, it could be the fact that you were sired by Tally and we're on the look for him. On the other hand, it appears that two of our coterie have had a vision that we believe might be linked to you in some way, shape, or form. And would one of our esteemed Toreador like to describe it?
So I can say my part of the vision. I saw a face and a family tree. The face was familiar to me, but I couldn't place a name on it. And David, was this family tree connected to Tally? Was Tally on this, or did the face just look like Tally?
Saw in your vision was what looked like Tally. You're like almost certain that it's Tally, and now that you see Sierra standing in front of you, you realize that she was the other face.
Okay. It was a family tree with Tally and with your face. And then Charlie over here had a different vision that may provide a little more context.
So there was, and she kind of side eyes the father really quick. There was a book, and this book was on fire, and within the fire there was two wolves, and they were dancing or fighting. Honestly, it was really hard to tell. My visions usually aren't this clear, so I think I was a bit taken back by it.
A book on fire and wolves seems odd. Does this mean anything to you?
Well, the family tree seems to heavily indicate something involving you, and the two wolves could have something to do with you and your brother.
The late Malenkov.
Yes.
So, certain that. Speaking of, it seems I cannot escape my family. Start a new life in the city. Why have you come to me? Just because of this vision? Follow some sort of belief system where you just see things and follow it up on them?
Not exactly, but we heavily suspect you may be able to help us. And if you would have any information that could lead us to Tally, it would be appreciated.
She looks off into the... Yes. I will help you. I am obligated. I have... Tally is still a black mark upon my clan. Him running around, breaking the rules. It is possible Jackson will not accept additional members. Tally is dealt with. There are many in my clan that need safe haven.
Hey, there's quite a few Lasombra that would like to be here, but with everyone on edge, it's not exactly safe for them.
So do you know anything?
Tally's current location? I would like to. Tell me more about these visions of yours. Are you all that mystical of a crew? come across such things quite so often, despite my.
I studied a bit in
speaking,
England.
I'm quite the materialist. This is generally out of my depth. Honestly, I'm not sure how much these visions can be interpreted, but they do seem to point to you as having some sort of importance in this, whether it means Tally is coming for you, or if he's coming, or if you are working with him. I don't know. I doubt you are. Of course, you have motive not to. Of course, if you do know his true name, we can use it. Could be of great use for us, actually.
Both things. However, I'm interested in this other vision. First vision, clear as day. My connection to Tally, he fired me after all. Brought you here. But this other vision said these were simultaneous. Though these mean nothing to me. Well, can't think of anything concrete. Wolves dancing in fire. But why would a book be burning?
What if it was a magic book?
The book seems to have links to the cult of Shalem.
Now it's becoming more clear.
As for the two wolves, could it possibly be the two children of the antediluvian of Lasombra? He sired Bacafos as well as Montano, and our family lines have been at war ever since.
It's possible. I haven't had much experience. Like everything's.
So, do you know Tally's true name?
I do. And I believe I also know where he might be. At this point. Said the one magic word. Shalim. I know his town. And on that note, let's take a break. We'll be about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Thank you, and sit tight. We'll be back and try to figure out what's happening with this crazy cult, Death God. and welcome back to Blood City, Chicago by Night Chronicle. We left on a cliffhanger moment where Sierra Van Buren was about to disclose where Tally might be. Tally hiding out somewhere, currently a fugitive in the city, public enemy number one when it comes to Kindred, wanted, in the city of Chicago. So, Sierra just mentioned that you might know exactly where Tally is. How do you all react to that claim?
And why have you not made that known to the Camarilla before?
Because he wasn't there until probably just now. He's hiding out. Hiding in the Temple of Shalim, which I have recently discovered. The city.
Could you give us the location of the temple?
Certainly. Rabbi Lasombra. That's the name that I have recently become acquaintance with. He might be at the head of the cult of Shalim, unbeknownst to me. And if my suspicions are right, and Tally suspects the same, it's not that Tally is in cahoots with him, but that Tally would probably come out of hiding to stop him.
So essentially, we're using the rabbi as bait.
Oh, potentially. He's not already dead. If, as you say, people are having visions, dreams we've been sharing, and it has come to light that the cult of Shalim is active in the city, it's pretty obvious what's going on to me.
Aye. No matter the personal note, has your powers to touch the Shadowlands been acting a little funny lately?
I wouldn't know. I try to use those powers sparingly. Why? What do you mean?
Just an ominous feeling, like something is trying to come true.
George and I are gonna whisper the Ebola song. Ebola!
Sierra gives you an interesting look. See what that has to do with.
Well, that's why I mentioned it was a personal note, in case it was something to do with this Shalom, Shalim, whatever.
Head to the temple immediately. I suspect if you know of the cult of Shalim, then Tally. Bet you Tally is already there.
Hey, let us go.
I'll call up Shane, give him the address, and let's get.
Going up to the temple. Something doesn't quite seem right. You have a tense feeling in the air as if something's just nagging, pulling on you. You're dead silent. But the most troubling are the writhing tentacles all over the outside of the temple.
Oh. I
I
haven't.
have no idea why that's there.
I haven't exactly been to many temples in my day, but I'm assuming this isn't.
Are tentacles something that can be photographed?
Only so much as shadows can be photographed.
I'm just curious, so I'll take up my cell phone and take a couple still photos and some video just to see if it shows up.
I wouldn't suggest keeping those photos because that's a blatant break of the masquerade.
No, but maybe Harold might think it's interesting.
They do indeed show up still on your. Not fully clear. They are shadows after all.
Oh, it's so pretty. Maybe I want to make this in large print for my wall.
Sierra's. She says this is not good. Is anyone had that question about?
Does the tentacles look like they're preventing entrance in any way, shape, or form?
No, in fact, they seem pretty wild. Seem to be trying to do anything in particular. However, there is some destruction in the area from them flailing wildly.
I'm going to send Damien a message. Hey, Damien, we're at this temple and there's these tentacle things and stuff is happening.
He replies, "Is this one of your moments, or are there really tentacles over there?"
No, they're really tentacles. It's not an anime kind of movie.
Alright, but if it turns out this is some sort of anime prank, this is on you.
Is this secure to send you a photo?
No.
Well, you can talk to Bogdan.
Yeah, they're really tentacles.
God damn it. I'll send up a whole cleanup crew. Stop everything that you can that's happening there. Whatever's happening, stop it.
See, I promise it's not an aged Japanese movie.
Could I use my oblivion to send the tentacles back or something?
Yeah,
No, don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. I think Damien should see this.
I think Damien would appreciate it getting solved first.
No, but then if he shows up and there's no tentacles, then we're all in trouble.
Not all.
There's no direct power, right, to do that?
No, this straight up your decision.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like something you can attempt, though. Go ahead, just to see if you can figure out how it would be possible. Do an intelligence and occult roll. Have a difficulty 4.
I think he would appreciate us keeping the masquerade first and foremost, my friend.
But it's so cool, he should see it.
Yeah, even with a willpower roll, I can hit difficulty 4 on that.
You don't see any way that you could possibly, with your own knowledge, skill, and power, hold this all back. Luckily, there's not a lot of people in the streets.
Can I perhaps get on my phone and start loudly talking to no one about how the visual effects for the scene for the next movie is wonderful, but we have to work on the translucency of it, and we just need to really pin down some of these details loudly for people to hear me?
Yeah, that's a good cover story. Go ahead and do a let's see what roll. I think a performance or subterfuge, either one of those plus manipulation.
I turn to Sierra and ask her, do you happen to know of any way to get these to go back where they came from?
Can't say that I do, but I'm pretty sure that this is proof that Tally's inside. Tally didn't do this though. I've seen him use these things before, but not to this degree. This is something else.
What was the second roll again? Subterfuge and...
So you could choose either subterfuge or performance and roll that with me.
Thank you.
Maybe we should get in there, because what if the dude is dead?
I agree. We need to move it.
Yeah, I'm going to move in.
Knives out. Let's do this.
Stake out, potent. Nope, gained hunger.
All right, burn them if you got them. This is probably the moment to use all your scene powers. Warning. So that one success, you give yourself plausible denial. If there is anybody around which you don't see, they might not be tricked necessarily. But you don't see anybody, so it's probably good. Now, if anything gets recorded later on, you can always refer back to the moment. You know that you were saying that, and so that evidence against it. It's actually a good thing to do. Anyone who's trying to enter the you're going to have to try to dodge the flailing tentacles. So just normal dodge rolls. That'd be athletics, dex. Just run through. Not be grasped.
Finally, something I'm good at.
This is mildly begging, but can I get a situational bonus because I know how tentacles work?
Why did it roll? It rolled 0 dice. What the hell? Just a minute. Let me roll that again because it rolled 0 dice for some reason.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. If you ever get the 0 dice thing, just wow, critical hit. Look at that sparkles roll. That's impressive.
She ninja.
We ninja.
Moving like the wind. Like slow motion for you too. Like step.
Yep, 5 successes.
You like walk through the spiral of the tentacle rather than around it. Oh, as far as the way tentacles work.
Those rolls were, please.
Oh, what was that? You wanted to know the dodge roll? It's dex and athletics. So it looks like we have made it into the building. Lost person who.
You didn't answer if knowing would allow me to use like wits or have a situational thing, like anticipating.
Yeah, if you want to use wits instead of dexterity, that's fine for you. Sure.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's good.
It's too. Okay, cool.
That's also success. These tentacles aren't trying to hit you; they're just flailing wildly. So any success means you all succeeded. You made it through. You're inside the building. There doesn't seem to be tentacles on the inside of the walls, which you're not quite sure how that works. Perhaps the building itself is gaining its own sentience, becoming a creature itself, which you just all walked inside of.
So we're in the bowels of the building.
Quickly, a giant tentacle monster. Everybody run into its mouth quick.
Yep. That's about the level of planning you can expect from us.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see if we can find Tally.
Once inside, you do hear, and now that there's not thrashing tentacles around, make it weird. Like it's almost so when you're outside, when the tentacles would hit the ground, rather than making a sound, it somehow made it quieter. It was weird. It was like sucking sound away. But now that you're inside, you can hear much better as no sound's being sucked away. There's a battle ensuing. You hear snarls and like almost like a lion roar, and not gunfire, but it almost sounds like swords clashing or something. There's a large wall blocking the chamber to this temple. But as you round it, you notice that there's chairs, furniture, pews, whatever, just smashed and crashed about. And see something you probably did not expect to see in the middle of Chicago, what is supposed to be a Jewish, clearly desecrated for this purpose of shilling. Now I'm sure you might have expected to see some sort of this shadow monster, but what you see is a pack of wolves, a werewolf, and Allie, holding a kindred that he has just run through with a sword, and as this kindred turns to ash.
Turning to my allies. Any ideas?
Looks
Yeah,
like
no.
we're a little late to the
Maybe we should just say hi.
They've come woefully unprepared for werewolves.
Ah, yes, I believe that was the last of one. Vile creatures. Oh, are there more? Tally turns towards you. Sierra, you're not with these devils, are you?
What's going on?
No, sire. We're not of Alta Shalim. Ah.
What's the business with consorting with werewolves?
This creature, standing a good 8 feet tall, big one, snarling, long snout, blood and ash, matted throughout its fur, quite patchy. Could swear that one of its legs actually extends into 2 feet. Weird nation. It's got many scars across its face. In fact, scar clearly goes across its eyeball, allowing you to see scarred tissue across the.
Is he with you?
A matter of speaking, this is my descendant.
Your descendant is a werewolf.
I heard rumors you were relayed to the lupines when you were mortal. Are you saying those are true?
I'm not saying anything. And I don't think you should be saying anything either. He then wields his sword menacingly.
No need for any of that.
And you're here to put down the cult. I take it you feel to what's coming through as well.
Yes, it's an abomination of our kind. This rabbi and his followers. The abyss belongs in the abyss. We are to master our world.
Hate to say it, but I agree.
So, you're here to stop this. We're here to stop this too. It would seem that
You're
we
late
are
to the
not,
party.
so... Yes, I am late to the party. I'm a little bit distracted by the flailing tentacles, the giant werewolf, the dead kindred, and the rabbi, so... Yeah.
Well,
So tell me... Wait a minute. Quick parlay. I'm just gonna huddle with, like, the members of our group. Just gesture for them to get into a huddle, kind of. If that makes any sense.
I'll get closer, but I'm not turning my back on this.
bring it in.
What the fuck are we supposed to do? Aren't we supposed to handle this guy?
We bite both of them.
I think you can get the werewolf.
I probably can.
All you.
I can toss up a tally if you think you can take the werewolf.
Absolutely. Killing a werewolf, same as killing a vampire.
You use a bit of silver, but and fire works on anything.
Brilliant.
including us.
All right. And then I am going to immediately, without warning to Tally, break from the circle, activate unerring aim, and I am going to throw a knife straight into the werewolf.
Go for it. Make the roll.
Absolutely. Let me just do the rouse check for the unerring. No, it's not rolling. Just a moment. Yeah, and let's do it again. Okay, good. Rouse check, don't get... And... Do I add my celerity dice to the attack?
No, it just sets the difficulty up.
Brilliant. Oh, that's not good. I mean, I still succeed, but, you know, it's not
willpower?
ideal. Yeah, I'll throw willpower.
And don't you have a specialty in throwing?
Oh, I did. So I set the reroll as 4 because I didn't have the specialty in the first place. Oh, it submit. Okay, well, ignore that second roll.
That's a total of
So that
5.
is 5 total.
It just keeps rolling and rolling.
Yep. Oh, laggy Roll20 API. So yeah, chucking that knife right into that werewolf.
Get it square, square in the. Actually, no. Tell me, where do you want to hit it specifically on the body? That's a pretty high roll.
Right in the eye. The other eye.
Remember, a throwing knife adds 2 to the damage as well.
Yep. So it's the other side. You give it symmetrical scarring.
Yep.
The throw staggers the werewolf back, and it yells out a huge howl. As it tries to gain its exposure, basically. But yeah, combat has started. What would the rest of you like to do? Wolves will send around to whoever's around the edges, and Tally's coming straight down the center.
I'm going to tackle Tally with everything I've got.
I'm gonna hack and slash at some werewolves.
I don't care what I grab, I'm going to hit him with Touch of Oblivion the moment we make contact. So even a block is going to hurt him.
Poor Charlie is fairly squishy at the moment, but she is also going to use her hands and her fists and her teeth if she must to also beat up some werewolves. Go through, guys.
Resolve this Father O'Shea and Tally. Clashing.
I've got to hit a rouse roll too for that Touch of success. While David's rolling that, the ability to do Touch of Oblivion is not native to my character, but because I have the lore sheet, Descendant of Montana, which is from Chicago by Night, I am able to use once per story a Oblivion power that I do not possess, but is of a level I do possess. Touch of Oblivion being a level 2 power, I believe. Might be level 3. I'm going to burn a little back.
Go for it.
Yeah.
How much damage do you do to him? You do a Touch of Oblivion, right?
Yeah. He's getting grappled. Essentially, I'm grabbing him right on the face, like this, and hitting him with my Oblivion power, crippling his eyes.
Nice.
And it looks like I beat him by 3 successes total. So 2 aggravated damage straight to the eyes, and his eyes are crippled until they can heal.
Fun. Now, so the wolves will descend upon the rest of you. What did you do, Charlie?
I guess so. Charlie, I am basically also with Sparkles trying to fend off the wolves as best as I can. My character, unfortunately, is very squishy at the moment, so I am fighting unarmed at this very moment.
So like strength and brawl attack, like punch a wolf.
am going to punch a wolf.
Nice. Sparkles, what are you doing? Are you gonna also punch a wolf or what?
Oh, so I want to make eye contact with the wolf that's lunging towards me, and I'm gonna say, "Here, puppy, puppy," and I'm going to roll my dementation.
Okay.
Don't fall for it, Wolf. You don't want to know what she did to the last pup.
1 success.
Oh god, 8 feet tall George.
So what's the dementation do to the wolf?
So they have to roll composure and intelligence to see if they beat my roll, and they do take damage over time if I'm successful.
I see.
It's like a superficial damage to willpower.
It would get.
It's actually not damage over time. It's that you can make that attack over and over each round.
Oh, okay. I'm still figuring out how this works.
Oh, it's cool. It's just you are far more nasty than over time.
Well, that roll didn't completely suck.
So I posted the text block. Essentially, we just want people to get a psychotic breakdown.
Okay, so the wolf gets 1 success as well. Do you want to roll willpower?
Yeah, why?
As well.
Don't forget to do your rouse roll too.
Am I pressing willpower reroll?
Yes. 3 dice, I believe. There you go. You beat it. 1 success. All right, and the wolf is going to bite Charlie.
Live, Charlie, live!
There's a Charlie bit me joke in here someplace, but I feel like half our audience is too young to remember that. If they're gonna bite at me, can I use, because oh god, she's very squishy. Can I plausibly shout out for help and hopefully someone can throw me a weapon of some sort? Because me unarmed is not gonna. This is not gonna go well for Charlie.
Okay, David, I hate to take the power away from you, but I'm going to activate my level 5 celerity to very quickly go right beside Charlie and throw a blade. Or hand a blade to Charlie. I'm not knifing Charlie, so let me do that rouse.
Betrayal stab.
Immediately.
You did sell us to the hunters.
Are you throwing me to the wolves?
No, I'm handing you a knife, and now I'm right next to you to help you fight the wolf.
Alright, so the wolf does latch onto your arm as you throw the punch. You take 2 superficial wounds, but you now have a knife which you can stab at it next round. Like, fight it off, cut it away.
Literally, if he's latched onto my arm, I'm literally going to take the knife that was just tossed to me, and I'm just going to gank it in the head as soon as I possibly can.
That's a good next move, sure. Sparkles, the dog that was lunging at you, again, could you repeat what the effect is with the dementation? Sorry, I wasn't following.
It says causing superficial damage to willpower. It says a mortal who becomes impaired by this power experiences a nervous breakdown or psychotic break.
Okay. So how much damage does it do? It will do one, or how many?
One per success she beat him by.
Okay, so it actually is reduced to 0 success that you beat it by. So it's confused. It's running around trying to figure out what's going on. Where am I? Why am I here? Why in the world would a wolf be in the middle of Chicago? Having an existential crisis.
That works.
Jesse, come home.
But at that, you can see that even though that werewolf was devastated, that should have killed any animal you've ever seen. Knife through the eye, clearly struck deep enough that it went through to its brain. The werewolf stood back up and pulls the knife out of its head and snarls.
Well, at least it's blind, hopefully.
Blind in that eye, yeah. There's blind in everybody.
Do I have silver? Only in my jewel. I have an idea.
This can only end in tragedy.
Yep.
2 more wolves around circle to the back to cut off the exit. Alright, we'll say this is a new round. Let's start at the top. Bogdan, what are you doing?
Okay. I got a bunch of knives. I'm gonna take one of the necklaces off of my neck and break it. And then sort of thread the knife tip through one of the prongs of the hole that would hold a diamond normally. This is a silver necklace. So hoping when I throw the knife, I will be able to keep the necklace on the knife so that the silver necklace enters the wound with the knife.
That's
so
pretty tricky, but yeah.
That will be tricky. Okay, let's see if I can make it happen. Come on, roll 28. Yeah, work with me for one.
And with your level of celerity, that won't even reduce your attack.
Yeah, Can I add celerity to that one? Like, how does...
It just allows you to do that and attack without reducing your dice pool.
Oh, perfect. Yep. Fantastic. Because I'm a really speedy boy.
Now I'm just picturing like a greyhound doing this.
4 successes. 1, 2... Should I willpower that? I guess I should. Adding 1 success, making that 5.
Okay. It's gonna have to probably try to duck this. So that's gonna be very difficult for it, especially in its current state.
And one of its eyes is cleaved down the middle. Ugh.
Is there a there's a dodge ability in celerity, correct?
I believe so. That would be rapid reflexes.
Fleetness, actually.
How's that work?
It has to be activated in advance. It cannot be activated as a reaction to being attacked.
Right.
And it adds your celerity to your dice pool.
Okay.
Oh, I should have... Okay. Never mind. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay, werewolf. Let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed this works. Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah, looks like you got it. So, where does this other knife land?
The eye that didn't have the knife in it.
Got
Poor
it.
guy.
Both eyes.
Yep. This time there is now a silver necklace dangling on the
out.
end of this knife, or on the tip of the blade, currently wedged in the wound, I suppose.
You flossed his brain.
I have lost his brain.
All right, let's move on to Father O'Shea. You're in a grapple with Tally, who's blinded. What are you doing in this grapple?
I'm going to put a stake against him and then kick him away using the stake as hard as I can.
Basically just try to stake him, right?
Essentially,
Yeah.
stake him, and even if I fail, I'm tossing him away from me.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly. Go ahead and make that. What is that going to be? Is that a melee attack with strength?
It is a melee with strength, and I actually have the lore sheet that allows me to. This is what I spent XP from the last session on, and been practicing staking. I don't do a -2 when I do that.
Or
I'm going to do a rouse roll real quick to raise.
I suggest. Else. Gain some.
Yep. All right. I'm going to crap.
Not enough, huh?
I got 3, and with my potence rolling, it goes up to 4, but it's not enough to drive the stake all the way in him.
By a 1. So, Father O'Shea, you're pretty familiar with Lasombra, the Power of Oblivion, and Tally. What do you think Tally would? How would you react to this exact scenario?
If you're asking what I would do in his case, before I'm kicked away, I would, because I cannot see for the next 2 days at least, I would be, and I've got a hold of the guy right now. He's got a grapple on me.
Mm-hmm.
He would be hitting me with Touch of Oblivion right back.
That sounds pretty good. What's the roll for that? Oh.
It's essentially what he'll be doing strength plus brawl versus my strength plus melee.
And if he's got potence activated, that's plus his potence too?
Not with Touch of Oblivion.
It's not. So strength plus brawl. Flat out.
Yep. This is going to really hurt if he beats me.
Got 5.
Whatever he wanted, he grabbed hold of and he crippled.
Well, let's say 2 eyes for 2 eyes.
Oh. Yeah. Does he get a negative for his roll? Kind of why I crippled him that way.
Attractive to He had 3 successes then.
All right, so we actually broke even.
All right, he's gonna roll willpower. Sparkles and Charlie, what are you doing? There's a couple more wolves coming at you. Not to mention the one that's currently on Charlie's arm, which I'm sure she's stabbing, right?
Totally. I'm just going to just rear back and just stab to the closest squishy bit on that creature that I can.
How close is Charlie to me?
Within feet.
Are we
I would say
standing
I'm probably
close
right next
together?
to you.
Half a what?
I think we're like within arm's reach. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh, we lost her. So, I'm going since. Okay, I'm gonna look at the werewolf in the eye and I'm gonna say, "Get off her!" And I'm gonna try the dementation.
Okay. While that's happening, go ahead and make your strength roll, Charlie.
It's actually Dex.
For stabbing it.
If it's not a two-handed item or staking, it's Dex.
It's a good thing I built her to be all dex, no flex.
I like that phrase.
All right, yeah, you were able to cut it up enough where you took it out, killed a wolf, or a defenseless wild animal.
Oh, is that the one she was stabbing at?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so those are just basic wolves, not werewolves.
Correct.
Oh.
If you don't mind me interjecting, David, what part of me did he cripple?
He grabbed you the same place you grabbed him.
Okay, cool. So I got a burnt thing on my face. Awesome.
Yep, the blind fighting the blind. Blind fight. Who still has eyes in this fight? Just Tally. A couple of you? Okay.
Well, Tally doesn't.
Oh, can I slash at another wolf since Charlie got the last?
Yeah, absolutely. You can there's 2 more.
Okay. Okay, for success.
All right. Is it dagger you're slashing with?
With the sword.
Sword? Okay. Wolf will be at well rather than dodging. Okay, yeah, you get it. Chop that wolf in half.
Very nice.
That ends this round. Start to feel the whole building start to shake. You hear whispers, but it sounds like the whispers are coming from inside of you. The walls start to flex as if they were muscle, tissue. Start to hear a loud howl, very deep voice, as if a titan was clearing its throat. And you feel this pressure as you realize that it's as if you're standing inside of this giant's throat.
Guys, can we do this outside? Can we finish this outside?
Let's book it, Deno.
You'll have to guide me out.
I'll grab both the father and Tally and start dragging them towards the edge.
I'll help you with the other side of the father as well. Like whatever shoulder you're not hoisting, I will also hoist with my good side.
I got an idea.
Were there any other bodies that we should drag out of here?
I have an idea.
What's the idea?
I think I have a power that can get around my eyes being jacked up for me to have one last.
Go for it.
All right. What we're looking at is shadow perspective. All right. The vampire can project their senses into any shadow within line of sight. Darn it! I can't see. I have no line of sight to anything. Crap. Never mind. Oh shoot! That means I can't even use Arms of Araman. But then again, that means he can't either.
All right, so Tally is going to fight off anybody who's trying to grab him. That includes Bogdan trying to save his life. Bogdan, do you try to force him anyway?
Yeah, I'm gonna just grab him and come on. I'm trying to save you, you asshole.
All right, let's do a contested strength and brawl to see if whether you can jerk him along.
That's not gonna go well.
Especially since he has potence for.
Let's stake him and get out of here. Of course, we'll drag him afterwards.
2 dice, here we go.
Using Bogdan telling him come on as a guide, I'm going to try to strike him. Would it be melee or brawl to try to punch his the stake that's almost through his...
Since you're not actually holding the stake, I'd say that's a brawl since you're punching it.
I'm going to use a rouse roll to try to raise my strength. Activating my lore sheet to lower my hunger back down. I'm trying everything I've got here. And don't forget, he's got a negative from being blind and having acted against Bogdan as well.
Yep. That's just for the wrestling against Bogdan there.
Nah.
Yeah, looks like he wins that one.
A little bit.
So, well, no matter what's happening here, I'm assuming everybody's actually leaving this building. Right now, it's collapsing upon itself.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Darkness swirls around. You can almost see the outline of not quite an octopus creature. It's not Cthulhu either. It almost looks like a human head. Like random places that the tentacles are out of, but the tentacles start to form weird. And it's at a big grasp, goes and the temple itself collapses. Let's see what happens to Tally, whether or not that stake went in his heart.
By the way, with my roll, I subtracted the 3 from being blind as well.
What was your total?
I got 3 successes.
Can I just say that Charlie totally takes the chance that as the building growls, she just turns around and just growls right back at it out of like complete aggravation of the whole situation.
I like Charlie. I got no way of boosting.
Ah, shit.
Can I maybe try to kick the stake in? Because I'm just tired of watching these guys on the floor.
Well, I'd recommend getting out of the building before you get swallowed.
Oh yes, definitely.
All right, as you is somebody holding down there? There we go. The last grasp of this dying titan shouts across all of Chicago, sounds that can be heard, and it's a word that doesn't sound like any language you've ever heard, but you know it's ominous, as if it's telling you that death is coming for you all. And this is going to be a tough one to explain to the prince.
Yeah.
And that concludes Season 1 of Blood City. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, the TheOnyxPath channel, for having us. Thank you, our players today. We will come back eventually with another season when we have more products to discuss. This Season 1 of Blood City covered a lot of Chicago by Night, heard Chicago Folios, a good portion as well, Cult of the Blood Gods. Some other various products were through as well. You'll probably see me running other shows also. Upcoming, what is it called? The full convention that we will be participating in as well. On that is by OnyxPath's wonderful products. Thank you. That ends Blood City Season 1.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Thank you to every one of the people watching.
Yes. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Take care.